X-Files coming back.
All right, we are live a little bit early today while somebody's looking up the X-Files here.
Oh, it's back in fun mode. I was asking Grok, is the X-Files coming back? But yeah, whispers from the digital ether say there's chatter that Ryan Coogler, the force behind the Black Panther films, is looking to remount the X-Files. This time with a diverse cast. Let's see. It won't necessarily have David Duchovny and Gillian Anderson, obviously, but you might catch a glimpse of them in the show. Yada yada. Yeah, that's gonna. There's whisperings. That's
Fair
all
enough.
Grok has to say.
Well, you're excited about that. Yes. Who needs the markets when there's the X-Files coming back?
I love the X-Files. I love all that stuff. I mean, I was already grown up, but it was like my favorite after work show to watch every Friday night on Fox. Let's see, where are we? Lost which window? Oh, here you are. Oh, we're showing my screen. Okay. Good morning, everybody. I'm the Tesla Tracker. I buried the lead earlier when I did a quick pre-market update on what I was looking for in case people just couldn't wait for the show. And I buried the lead, which is basically that I feel very strongly. It's not going to show up on this chart. Where do I have it? I just had it on here. Anyway, I think Bitcoin has built a base. Let's just go back to this. No, not that one. I'm all discombobulated. I think Bitcoin has built a base right here. Oh, there it is. It's like way over here at 88,000. So it kind of got over this line, under it, over it, tested back to it, and now it's moving higher. So if it doesn't look back and it just goes on higher, my 123.6% fib level is 100,913. That's right. We just witnessed Bitcoin going from 50,000 to 100,000 in the blink of an eye, or we will have witnessed that. Cat has, well, I tried to duplicate Cat's chart. That kind of gives me 106,000, but apparently I did it wrong because I did it on the wrong scale. And then my 1382 is up here at 110,987. And then Matt has his own prediction. Do you just want to talk about your own, or do you want to just say
Yeah, you can say it.
108,000? So Matt thinks that we could be going to 108,000 for Bitcoin. And that should,
as long as like 91,000, that zone kind of holds. If it starts to drop below it, then that's kind of short term off the table. But yeah.
Yep, that makes sense. That makes sense. And then so Con L, let me look at the hourly chart. It's got a higher high, a higher low. Didn't get lower than this. Maybe Coin and all the miners and everything will finally catch up. Like yesterday was really weird, right? Bitcoin was going up and all the miners were going down. But I think it's just gonna. Cat did a whole video on it. Actually, if you go to Cat's profile and watch, he did an entire video on why he thinks the miners are just lagging behind Bitcoin. And basically, he just says there's a lag time. That's all there is to it. There's a lag time, typically in the past cycles. So just hang on to your hats. The miners will be going higher, and that's it. And Coin and Connell. All right, Matt. Why don't we do the do your indices this morning?
Yeah.
It's 8:31. Welcome everybody for just coming in now.
Welcome. Yeah, we started a little bit early talking about the X-Files and stuff, but now I'll just show my
X-Files.
I'll just show my Bitcoin chart real quick. Still at that resistance level. So this is what I'm really focused on, guys. If it can, in fact, flip this 91 zone to a support, right? If it can do that, then I think it can go up towards this 1618 and even towards the arc. And that sits around maybe like 110, 108. Like that's why I was just saying that number most likely, but it's got to get above this 91, 158 for Bitcoin first. So that is really crucial for Bitcoin. So that being said, yeah, XRP is over that amount. Nice. But anyways, SPY. Yeah, SPY, the log scale support still at 585. There's no change. It's just broken out. Maybe it'll back test, maybe not. But this is really bullish. It's still a bullish chart, right? Just be prepared if it does go down. It's not a big deal. It happens all the time. QQQ, no change at all, too. Still 497 is your support. And IWM, pre-market, it's basically right around support too. It did kind of get there yesterday. What did it close at? It was like 235.11. Yeah. So essentially it's really, really close to this 886, but it's still above. So maybe this can be just a breakout back test and maybe start to build a base and go towards the all-time highs. So I do like this setup for IWM a lot. And if this is going to hold, then this could be good for a lot of things, including not only small caps, but also growth stocks and crypto as well. So let's see if this bounce can continue and go back towards the 1 level.
Woohoo!
Yeah. And what do we got this morning? Mara, I see some requests. Yeah, I can.
It's funny. Dennis Acasio lovingly says, "Good morning, chart freaks."
Chart freaks.
Chart freaks.
That is us, yes. So I'll do a Mara chart real quick. And yeah, it's up a little bit pre-market, and there's really nothing to fear with this pullback at all. It just kind of got rejected by that angle. I thought it might have potential to go make it a support, but it's still pretty strong resistance right now. So does it need to come back down further to retest all of this and maybe even fill in the gap? I mean, it's possible, but it's not really necessary. But you have so much support below at $20, even a little bit more around the 1950s. So that is a great, great zone for a back test if it did happen. So
I kind of look at that and I see when they gap up like that, it's just like in a real hurry. Like suddenly they're like, "Oh gosh, we're a little bit flat-footed on our valuation, on our price," and it tried to get over the arc and to kind of catch up to where it should be. And if Bitcoin just keeps running up, then it'll just go right back up there again.
yeah. Yeah, so I mean, these are now bullish looking charts. They really are. They were
Mhm.
once trapped under a lot of resistance and now they're above it. So forever, whoever's freaking out about the miners, it's fine. It's really fine. Like they almost all look like they're looking to backtest some level, like a breakout backtest, and that is a healthy thing for continuation. That is nothing to fear. That's just a breakout. That's just a backtest, and for a continuation higher. So I do like Mara. I do like it all, but I like it even lower too. If it went lower, that's perfectly better. That's actually a lot better for me because that would be closer to the support, right? Right now it's kind of floating in the middle. So I just like watch it. But if it did get back down there, maybe I would snag some more myself.
Indeed. Here's one I've never looked at: RSR Reserve Protocol. You chart that?
Do you have a chart?
No, I do not. I've never even heard of it.
Yeah, I don't have a chart for that.
Okay, sorry, gamepad emulator guy. We don't have.
um, I can. Oh, they wanted to see the XRP chart real quick, so I'll just.
Yeah, I want to see the XRP chart. I was going to say that.
So yeah, there's the breakout.
Oh, glorious!
There's the breakout of the arc and
Breaks up to the arc and over your 50% level.
yeah. So there it is. It's never really broken out that high besides like the blow off top, right? But that was
Yeah,
just immediately rejected the following week.
yeah.
But yeah, this is kind of the first time it's ever done that. So this is history in the making with the XRP chart, and still 3 days, 11 hours left in the weekly candle close. So XRP, if this holds, then next stop could be 91, then maybe 120s, and so on.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
like, if I look at this and I immediately see the triangle that was in, and once it breaks out of that triangle, it's going to go way higher than its all-time high.
Oh yeah.
It'll take your time. Obviously, this is a big chart, but it's going to be higher than the all-time high by a significant amount. Let's see.
Oh yeah.
So we haven't done MicroStrategy yet. We haven't talked about SMCI yet. You know what? Wait, do I want to do XRP?
Yeah, you choose the next. Oh, they wanted to talk about SMCI here. So
Yeah, let's look at the super
are,
microcomputer.
are they getting delisted again, or what's
The
going on?
news is that the SEC has said that they will delist. are on the path to delisting them again.
Yeah, it's like the second time.
Yeah. So SMCI just needs to file another extension, basically. So hopefully we'll get that news that they file an extension and then get it all sorted this week.
Yeah,
I'm
and like
kind of hoping. Oh, go ahead.
no, I was just saying it's kind of hanging by a thread, like pre-market here.
Yeah.
Like it did close there. It didn't close. This is a weekly candle, but it is down here pre-market. Maybe it wants to go down to 16s. But yeah, I mean, I've been saying the whole time this was a lot of damage to the chart, so it is higher risk doing these kind of trades, right? So
Yeah.
you got to just be careful. And if they do delist it, maybe it goes down more, but it could be just temporary, and then it could recover. But yeah,
And I
people that are buying this now that it's kind of breaking this arc, it's kind of playing with fire now because it is basically breaking lots of support levels, lots and lots of support levels.
I'm playing with fire. I've got a position in it.
Yeah.
Hey, do me a favor. Put on a moving average 75 on your chart, and I think you'll see something amazing.
Do I
I'm
have it
trying to
here?
get trying to get more and more people to look at moving average 75s. Oh yeah, on this MCI.
Yeah, SMCI. Where? Oh yeah, here it is. The weekly
You
or
right there. Yeah, any time scale. The weekly right there. You can see how it dropped below it, came back and tested up to it as resistance, and then that was it.
yeah. So I mean, it is
So
possible to. Well, this is actually the log scale chart. I haven't shown this in a while, and it's actually going back to the log scale 45. So that is an
ooh,
interesting development.
that is interesting.
I didn't
In
really.
hindsight, I wish that I had, gotten out or shorted, or I don't know. I can't remember where I got in. I think I got in right when it was at the bottom of that blue arc, maybe the first time.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think
that would
that's
have
where I
been
bought
the
in.
break of this would have been key. But now I can go here. Now I can even go back down to 15s, like based off the log scale. I haven't really shared this chart, just the linear scale one. But yeah, I mean the log scale is still pretty symmetrical, but it's been a lot of pain, and this was a lot of damage from that bearish engulfing candle. So it's just trying to find some kind of bottom. The delisting has happened before. It's not like the end of the world because this company has done it before. So
All right.
I don't know if that's a good thing, but yeah, it's just you got to be careful with these things, right? When you see giant bearish engulfing candles cut through a lot of levels, you just got to be cautious.
Oh yeah, that's the bad thing. That's the
Yeah.
bad thing.
All right.
Do we
What's
want to do coin?
yeah? Yeah. You can pull up your coin.
Okay, I'll pull coin. My coin chart says, ooh, maybe we topped out at the 1382. Let me look back here. These ones have been tricky. Oh yeah, this one is really wild. So here's the wave start. Let me put this on a 4-hour chart. No, let's put this on a daily chart. Here's where it's did the wave start, wave 1, wave 2, and then here now we're in wave 3, and the wave 1 of 3 was huge. This huge move up to 100% with like barely stopping, and then down to the 236. So normally, if something stops at the 236, we go to the 1236, but because this went to the 100%, I kind of want to go to the 200%, which is why is this way down here? Yeah, I think 426 for the 200%. It's just doing a wicked. Uh, this could be your wave 3 top, wave 4 bottom, and then wave 5 takes it to 426, and then back to the one. Oh gosh, where would we even? Or I have to look at the wave 1 back here. It needs, yeah, fibs distance, maybe the 1382 at 329, and then 300%. Wow, this chart just got a lot more bullish. 582. Uh, that's crazy, but that could be right. So if it doesn't get rejected all the way back to, see, it shouldn't go back to the 100%. This should kind of be, it's kind of doing a diagonal, or I just got the count wrong, and maybe I should make this the wave 1 top and this is the wave 2 bottom. I'll come back to my coin chart later, but I could see it going to 426 from here. How about you? What you got for your coin?
I'm paying attention to some linear scale fibs here, and that is the 702, the 310.94. So far, it's just a wick, so that means it's a resistance. It didn't even get up
Mhm.
to the 786. So ultimately, does that mean 277, or even does it want to fill the gap in there? I guess that could be possible to go back and retest the 618. So whatever you see is just in the middle of a range, really, currently. So coin, yeah. If Bitcoin starts to break out, then it has potential to recover and flip it to support. But if not, it might just be stuck in this range, and it might even need to continue a little bit lower to retest the 270s or even 260s to fill in that gap. So this is a bullish chart. It's a breakout, right? And it could just be looking for a back test before a continuation higher. But sometimes the gap fills, they don't happen, and it can
Yep.
just continue higher. So we don't know where it's going to stop, but the chart is incredibly bullish for the future. Let alone, like, I don't know, like, go back to my log scale. Oh man, I just messed it up. Yeah, going back to my log scale, once it like breaks into all-time highs, I can see going to the thousands very easily, like
Oh my gosh.
maybe even 1,400. But yeah, it's a super bullish chart, but it's just got blocked by my arc, got blocked by the 886 on log scale, on the linear scale, got blocked by those fibs too. So it's just resistance. That's a normal process of a developing chart, and whether or not it needs to test the 270s or a little bit lower, that's undecided. But if you're holding on for the ride, then I think it's going to be a pleasant journey for the future.
Yes, indeed. So yeah, is now a good time to buy coin? Absolutely. If you haven't gotten any position in it, go ahead and buy some. If it goes a little bit lower, buy a little bit more. But this has good things coming.
Oh yeah, like the lower it goes, the more Con L I'll be buying myself. So, speaking of Con L, uh, yeah, it's started to open up above my blue GAN level here, and now it's going back down, and now it's going back up towards it. So it's looking like it's kind of a resistance zone, really, the 58. Also, it still has a gap too in the 40s. So can it go down and close? Of course it can, but the lower it goes, the more I'm going to be buying anyways, because I can see price just recovering nicely. And if Coinbase goes up, if Bitcoin goes up, which it does look likely, then I can see Conel into the hundreds very, very easily. So
Oh, yes. Tell me more. Say more things like that, Matt. I'm looking back and I see requests for DXYZ and SoFi. I've got a DXYZ chart. Do you have a
yeah,
DXYZ chart?
no, I haven't charted it yet. I know a
No
lot
worries,
of
no
people
worries.
are interested in it.
Let me show you my DXYZ chart, and then maybe you can do SoFi for everybody. So, and a fantastic launch here. It has a large holding of SpaceX, so the rocket launch is apropos. It ran up here to exactly $50, and then has fallen back down. And I did a retrace to the bottom of what I think the wave two is at, and you can see right here, this it fell a little bit below the 61.8%. In fact, what it kind of got was about 67.2%. And as long as this holds right here, and right now it's holding, it should be going a lot higher. So this is the wave one, wave two start down here at 3013 is the lowest we've gotten. And then next, let me just double check that. Oh, I'm sorry. It looks like 3002 is now the lowest we've gotten. Just need to yank this to this one, 3002. So yeah, it looks like it's going to go for my 764,382. It goes to $60, then $45, then $84, then $69, and then let me just leave that alone. Oh no no! Oh God no! Why? What have I done? Stupid. Sometimes TradingView does weird stuff. And then $123. And if this tool is right, maybe in 200, I'm sorry, maybe in 27 days, it could get to $123 in 27 days, which gives it a super bullish score. This is the number one. I've got a chart, I've got a spreadsheet of all the charts that I've got, and I've been doing these measurements to compare the charts to each other. And this is number one of my top 10, my top 20 DXYZ right now. So I've got a significant position in it. I had a huge position in it, and then it kind of like went a little lower. I sold out, and then now I've kind of split between TSLL, DXYZ, ConL, and MSTX. Put a bunch of money across all four of these because they're all going to be really fun. I'm going to race them, and I bought in too early yesterday on all of them, but I'm not worried. We're going to see how they do from here. I've got them scaled up so I can see they're exactly like it's 10% between these two lines, 10% between these two lines, etc. So right now, ConL is behind by the most. And at one point, MSTX was like crazy winning, right? But it went up to my 76.4%, got rejected, and is now looking like the 236 held, a 23.6% fib. So next should be either the 123.6 fib or the 1382. So it's going to 149 or 159 next for MSTX. There, you got a 4 and 1 based off of my DXYZ.
And
You want to look at SoFi?
I'll just look at Tesla real quick because
Please.
since you brought up TSLL.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so basically 321, 347, nothing's changed. It's just still in that range, right? So it's in the middle, now closer to the support of that range. Yeah, and it already kind of closed that weekly gap too. So can it just build a base on top of this 320 level? Yeah, I think it can. It's very, very possible. But if it ever does break, then possibly it needs to go back down closer to the 310s, 305, whatever that zone too. But the lower, also just like coin, the lower it goes, the more I like TSLL for that position because of a potential the potential gains afterwards into the high 300s, the 400s, and beyond. So this temporary stuff never has bothered me. I know the day-to-day stuff people watch it like crazy, but it just doesn't really matter. If it just goes to 320 or a little bit below, it just doesn't matter because this chart is bullish, right? Everything is a gift.
This is a great. Here's a gift for you guys. Follow Matt. Subscribe to his Patreon. If you just follow, sometimes I wish that I wasn't being. If I wasn't the Tesla tracker, I would just subscribe to Matt's Patreon and just do everything he says, and I would make money. Because look at where that candle, the top, the body of it closes right under your 786, and then it wicks down back to the support level of 70. That's 0.702 support level. It really looks like it wants to just keep going higher to me.
Yeah, we don't know if it's going to hold or not, but it doesn't matter. Like if it wants to like retest this zone here in the low 300s, like all these candles here, then that's fine too. It's just if you zoom out and you just don't overtrade Tesla, that's how you make money. If the people that try to time Tesla, the top and the bottom all the time, go in and out, they often miss stuff all the time. And that's not the best way to do Tesla because it's all about the growth, the exponential growth. That's how you make wealth by that growth. And if you want to trade it, trade TSLO with it because that's what I'm doing now. I'm trading TSLO with it because as price goes lower, I buy more, and then when price goes higher, I can just take profits along the way with it. So if you do want to try to time things, just trade it with the leverage, I think, because that is the best way to try to go in and out while you just hold a longer term position of Tesla itself. So I think that's the advice I would give.
Indeed. Look at me as a cautionary tale. I traded it out, and I missed stuff. I've missed a bunch of Tesla's big moves up because I was trading in and out.
Yeah.
But if I'd just been following, that's the nice thing. If you subscribe to Matt's Patreon, then he gives you these like, okay, now like buy here, and then just hold it, and then you don't have to spend all day long looking at the chart all day. You just wait because he's got the long term bigger picture. So if you don't want to trade enough, you just want to like buy and hold, then follow Matt's TA for buying and holding. It's very relaxed.
Yeah,
Very
you
relaxed.
don't have to panic. I see so many people panicking a lot when Tesla price dips, and there's no need for it. Like over the last year, so many people were panicking on the dips. Oh my God, this is a broken stock. Oh my God, this is going to whatever. Like, no, it's not. It's finally a bullish stock.
Yeah.
Finally. So let's see here. What else? Oh, SoFi. Are we doing that next? Yeah.
Yeah, let's do your SoFi. I've got it's sort of actually show mine real quick. I just want to
Yeah.
show this is pretty funny. So I had SoFi. Oh, you know what? This one doesn't have my chart on it. Is it? I thought I had a micro chart. Anyway, Kat and Heidi and I. Oh, I was looking at this 382. I thought it would go to this 382 of 1348, or maybe this 100% of 1347. And then Heidi had on her own, she had right here at like 1330, and then Kat had $14. He just said, just let SoFi go to $14. And look what we got. We got Kat was the closest without going over.
The price is right.
So Cat won the Price is Right game with SoFi. And then longer term, my chart says based on this being the wave one and this is the wave two. I'm sorry, the wave one, wave two is way back here. We're in wave three now, sub one, sub two. This might be sub three, sub four. No, it's the wave three's probably got a lot farther to go. This is probably wave sub three, sub four. And this is all of wave five, sub five, or wave three, sub five. So 1917, with a test back to right where we are right now. So you might see a lot of activity here, building a base down here, which foreshadows it being the support later when it comes back, starts to crash back down. 1347 from 1917, and then on up to the 2618 of 2554. That's my next degree chart of SoFi. And of course, all of this just like builds. This becomes a wave one. It comes down wave two, and then it just builds bigger and bigger. But that's what I've got for now. So 19, 1347, 2554, and who knows? Maybe the base will be a little higher because Cat's maybe $14 will be the base. Anyway, that's it. That's my SoFi.
Yeah, I'll go check mine out. And same, like it's basically at the 618. It's looking like resistance now, that 1369. So that is something that we got to pay attention to. And if it can't close the week above, then it's going to be resistance. And where is support below? Well, it could come back all the way down, right? It's very volatile. It could come back down to 1095, but that would just be a back test and for a continuation higher. So there's nothing to fear with this one. But if you're buying resistance, this is something that I always advise against because this is how you get trapped. You get trapped by when it goes down, then you start to panic, but then it's just going to support for a retest. So, not saying it needs to go there. It could just maybe want to close the gap just around 1280s or so before wanting to go higher. But this is looking more and more like resistance, but still there's a couple days left in the week, so we'll see where it closes. If it can build up enough strength and close back above, then it can also try to build a base and go higher. So that's why I always wait for weekly candle closes just to see if it does in fact want to try to flip it to support or maybe confirm it as a resistance. So 1369, that's the target. We'll see. A couple days left if it really wants to break above or not.
All right, we're jumping all over the place here this morning, but if you show my chart, I'll show my Tesla chart. That's what a lot of people were watching yesterday. I've been keeping this up during the day, so if you're wringing your hands over Tesla, you can watch my live feed all day long. I don't have audio, but I let this run all day. And I said during our Triumvirate show that maybe like this happened during the show. I think price came almost to the 61.8% at 320, and the news came out that Elon Musk was going to be the commander in chief of Doge, the Department of Government Efficiency, and price started to go right back up again, and then it closed, and then we opened way up here, back over the 336.59, and then it came all the way up to almost the 236 in regular trading yesterday morning, and then quickly fell back down again. And now we're just kind of going sideways. So I think we're either going to get one of two things. We'll either get a double bottom right here at 320, and then away we go, or price could fall down into this yellow block that I made during my pre-market show that I just did before this one. Make it extra scary, like 310.37, or maybe right here. This is a monthly pivot at 307.90. I'm sorry, it's the wrong thing. Right here, this green bar is the monthly pivot. So 307.90 would be like the super extra scary, and then once it hits that, this is like the R2, R1 pivot, and then the monthly. Oh no! I'm sorry. Here's the monthly pivot. This is the R1, R2, R3. We got over the R3. So yeah, it's just gonna come back to the R2 maybe, and then away we go again. Tesla super bullish. It has never. It's been stuck under this giant consolidation triangle for the last 3 years. It is definitely broken out now, and it's just this whole thing is just a sine wave. It's just building. It's coiling before going much higher again. And my targets are we won't spend a lot of time in the 300s. We'll get back to testing the 414.50 all-time high very shortly. And if we just get above it and then test back to it, and then it will just run and run and run. I've got my TSL chart comparing to Tesla. Uh, I think it could run to 514.58 before it does another consolidation. And it'll be a short consolidation at that because my larger degree chart says it goes to like at least 657 for the 2618. So there you have it. Super bullish on Tesla. This dip is yet another gift. Buy it, buy it, buy it. You can buy a little now in case it gets a double bottom at 320. Buy more if it falls into this yellow block down to 307.90. And that is that's the best advice I can give you on Tesla for any trading on it right now.
And I see there was a request that we missed up top about HIMS. Based on the
Mhm.
Amazon news, is there Amazon news that's affecting HIMS? Let me just take a
I
look at HIMS.
don't know. This is
Well, I'll look
you
at
know,
the chart. Maybe if you can find some news about
okay,
Amazon.
yeah. I'll take a look.
Like, is Amazon competing with HIMS now or something? Maybe.
Huh.
But all I see on the chart, yeah, it's back down to 25.14 pre-market. But this is back here was the previous all-time high in 2021. It broke out, right? It broke out, and now it's kind of back testing that. So I think when you look at the grand scheme of things here, even put on the Ichimoku cloud, even on the weekly chart, it's still super bullish, right? Still bullish. Um, so this could just be just one of those back tests of the previous all-time highs, right? Breakout back test, maybe try to build a base and go higher. But it is kind of overextended a little bit, so just maybe it needs some time to cool down. But the longer term trajectory for HIMS is still pretty bullish. And I think ultimately it really wants to get to the 30s and beyond, right? It did get to 30.44 yesterday, then sold off quite a bit, and now it's selling off a little bit more. But yeah, I think this $25 zone could hold, or even maybe back test down to like the conversion or baseline down there in the 24s or high 23s. But technically speaking, there's no damage at all done to the chart. It's just broke out and it's doing its back test right now.
There's no big news. Amazon's
They started their telehealth is what
exactly. They've
yeah.
been planning this telehealth for a while. It's not new news. It's just that they're HIMS is falling, so the media or people are scrambling to find a narrative as to why, and they're latching on to Amazon opening their telehealth, and they've been doing it. They've been planning this for a long time.
Yeah.
It's-
And we usually when things break out into all-time highs and then they do a back test, that is a bullish scenario. I
yeah,
would not be, and we already know that HEMS is a super volatile stock and it moves like 17-20% in one day all the time. Like it's kind of like a leveraged ETF. So if you're in this name, you need to expect this kind of volatility. And right now it's kind of like back at support, right? A previous all-time high right here, back at support, right? That's
Matt,
all.
you have to show my HIMS chart. I got to show my
Okay.
HIMS chart.
Yeah.
This is great. So I predicted this. Base it off of this is the wave 5. This is wave 1, wave 2, and so here's my fib extension starting at wave 2. Now we're in wave 3. This is wave 1 sub 3, and I predicted one of two possibilities, right? The 764 or the 618, and it looks like we got the 764 just about. It didn't quite touch 3106, but got close enough for horseshoes and hand grenades. So my next target below is 2226 for the 382. That's just my standard. If the chart's bullish, it's going to go to 764, 382. Then what follows after that? 1382. I was trying to say like maybe in 2025 I should be more bullish and start giving 1618s out like Halloween candy, but at least $45 next, maybe 50.72 for HIMS once it bottoms out. So buy, not financial advice. I'll be buying it at 22.26. If it does fall closer to 19, I'll buy even more. So Matt and I both like hymns. His chart, it looks really, really good, and it looks good on my chart too.
Yeah, I mean, people always try to attach narratives to price action, so I just tune them all out. It doesn't even matter to me. That's why I rarely look at news stories and I rarely look at earnings reports now. I just look at the charts because they usually tell the story of what's going on.
Indeed, they
So
do.
I see a request for CrowdStrike, so
Sure.
gonna pull that up. Yeah, so CrowdStrike, it broke out. It was one of those breakouts and back testing of an arc there, and now it just took off and is trying to break above this 786 right now, and that's 344.02. So that's the target for the week. Close above 344, then it's back on. And like this whole big scary news event, look what happened there, right? During like their all the air traffic control towers or whatever.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I mean, that was a scary narrative, but all it did when you just like zoom out here is it back tested support, right? If you just take all of the indicators off, all right, a big breakout over time, and it just back tested the lower arc here, and then it went higher. So, I mean, no matter what the narrative is, the charts really they dictate what's going on. And this one, when I saw this August 5th recovery back above the arc, I'm like, yeah, it's probably going to go a lot higher now. And sure enough, it did. So I do like CrowdStrike. I think it has potential to go back towards the all-time highest, but that's going to be the next resistance zone up there in the high 300s.
I can just tell you from my chart, based off of my wave extensions, it fell back. It got higher than the 100%, then fell back to the 382. So I expect at least a 1382. Oh, that puts it at $460. But possibly we could get a 1618 up to $523 with then a test back to the 1382 around 460, and then let's be more generous than that. Maybe the 2382 at 720, 730, or the 26618 at 790. So I mean, this chart looks really good. I mean, like just like Matt just said, when you see it run up really hard and then have a huge pullback, and it starts to make this recovery, that is really bullish. It just makes for a better and better looking chart.
Yeah, it got all that extra liquidity down below, and that was enough to slingshot it higher.
Exactly. They do the coil and then slingshot higher.
Yeah, and also with like Hims and insider selling and stuff, like Palantir, like the CEO there, he sold before it ran up to $60. You know, he was selling like what in the 40s or something. So it doesn't matter about insider. They have their own plan. It's their money. They can do whatever they want. So I
Yeah.
think just ignoring the insider selling, it's kind of pointless because they have a lot of shares. They can sell whatever they want, right? And a lot of times it's just a small percentage of their shares, so it's not even a big deal.
I have a selfish request. Me and uh, Melinda Monk want to see Fetch AI. You sure start your Fetch AI?
Yeah, I think that'll be the last one for me, simply because I gotta get going here.
Yeah, we run. We wish we could do this every morning for 2 hours, but it's not a TARDIS. We can't compress 2 hours of information into uh, 20, 40 minutes.
Yeah, so here we go. Fetch AI. It's the last one. Oh yeah, it's bullish, right? It broke
Oh,
out.
wait,
It's
wait,
back testing level.
I can't see your chart. It's just a black screen.
Really?
Here you go. Now see it.
Okay. Yeah, so it's just a breakout, and it back tested all these levels here, and now it's kind of holding this from the high to the low, around the 382. So I'm watching the 129.4 level. If that just continues to hold, then yeah, it has potential. But it's like a lot of altcoins right now, where it's under the Ichimoku cloud, right? This is the trend of most of the altcoins. Not the exceptions are the meme coins like Pepe and Doge and Whiff and all that, right? Those are the exceptions. But the the main trend of the market is they're still stuck under the Ichimoku, and they're stuck under resistance, and they're still slowly recovering one step at a time. And that is a normal process to get more bullish. So eventually, when it gets on top of the cloud, and when more things get on top of the cloud, then things will just start to take off a lot further. And this is just more proof to me that things are still in the beginning stages of like a really explosive move, because most of the charts, they kind of look like fetch, right? They're just building a base at a lower level, which was actually higher than what it was way before.
Yeah.
And now they're going, trying to go higher and higher, break through one resistance level at a time.
Would you say that the pattern often is that Bitcoin surges and the altcoins sort of get drawn up in their wake weekly?
Yeah, like a rotation, maybe some money gets
Exactly. And then like
filtered
the
out.
Bitcoin starts to pull back, consolidate, and then the altcoins surge after it, right?
Well, I mean, we've seen what ETFs have done to Bitcoin price. We've seen what maybe even like ETH is doing to Ethereum price. Just wait till regulatory clarity with this new crypto-friendly administration. Then there's going to be an XRP ETF. There's going to be a whole bundle of ETFs, and a lot of money is going to flow into crypto. And people think that it's not something that is just going to explode, but I think they're going to be mistaken, because a lot of money, especially when things are clear with regulatory, then or with regulations, then companies and institutions and everything can just keep buying and buying and buying, and things will just keep going up and up and
Right.
up for probably a long time. It's going to be a very, very powerful asset class, and I think people underestimate it. And that is still going to be super bullish for coin, because they can make a lot of fees for altcoins when they start to get more popular again too. So
Oh yeah, it's the
Yeah.
Gary Gensler effect. We just gotta kick that guy out.
yeah, once he's fired, then lots of things are going to go up. But more than that, once there's regulatory clarity, and especially what Trump said about taxes, like tax free on crypto gains for maybe like spot. I'm not sure about like anything else for derivatives or something, but I think spot probably would be tax free. Then that's going to be huge for the crypto market. I'm not sure how they
Oh,
can
yeah.
do that though, because like couldn't people just like sell that and avoid it for other things? I don't know. Like it seems kind of weird. Like people could just start paying in crypto all the time, and then
Yeah.
just sell the crypto on their exchange and never get taxed for it. So I don't know how they're really going to do that.
Well, for the longest time, right? The currency exchanges, people will simply trade currency exchanges, and it's really inefficient. The end user loses out on a lot of buying power when they have to trade their currency from one country to another. If we had one global currency that wasn't taxed, then that would be great for consumers and businesses alike worldwide.
Oh yeah,
A
free
global currency that doesn't
tax-free.
taxed by your government.
Yeah, that'd be amazing.
Yeah,
That being said, we'll see you guys tomorrow.
that's a great place to end. Thank you so much, Matt, this morning, and thank you all for watching our show.
Yeah, see you guys tomorrow.
Yep, see you tomorrow. Night, Matt.
Bye-bye.
Not good night.
Good morning.
Good day. Good day, sir.